Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the Cologne podcast. I'm Myke.
And I'm Ryan.
And you're listening to two best friends giving their uneducated opinion on the world of fragrances.
That is right.
What are we talking about today, Ryan?
Today we're going to be talking about Jean Paul Gaultier's
Scandal.
Pour Homme.
For men, that's what it means.
Is that what you've learned out of this whole journey?
Well, through multiple emails sent to us at thecolognepodcast@gmail.com, Ryan.
Oh, nice.
Yes. And if you want to send us an email and enter in for your chance to win $20 gift card to myfragrancesamples.com.
That is correct. So get those emails in. Tell us your favorite compliment story or horror story.
Yes, we want to hear about that. And you're going to get a chance to, maybe you want to smell Scandal. You can go to myfragrancesamples.com.
Yeah.
Use that $20 towards any fragrance that you would like to put your little nose on.
There you go.
There we go. I've got a review today on Scandal.
From where?
From Fragrantica.
Our favorite place to lurk.
By an interesting individual named Everybody Hates Chris.
Isn't there a show called that?
There was, but this is definitely a white guy.
Okay. Okay.
That was Chris Rock's TV sitcom. I'm guessing his name's Chris, though. And I could see after this review why people would hate him.
He's like, the motherfucker stinks.
I'm just kidding. It's not a terrible review, but he says, Scandal is another all too familiar sweet, spicy, and fresh concoction. It's not a bad fragrance. It's just so generic and played out. I pick up a lot of ambroxan.
Oh, God.
If you're looking for something loud, this is borderline beast mode for a designer scent, still projecting off my skin after 10 plus hours.
Oh, my God.
Probably be popular as it ticks so many of the crowd-pleasing boxes. The scent is average. The bottle is awful. Without being a fragrance snob, this is very high street in every way.
Okay, what does high street mean?
I don't know.
That's okay. Well, if anybody out there knows what high street means, educate us, please.
Yeah, thecolognepodcast@gmail.com. We need the lingo. But the guy used lots of ambroxan and high street in the same sentence of saying without being a fragrance snob.
Yeah. And also that it was generic and didn't do great, but somehow it lasts forever. And speaking of lasting forever, and we've said it on the other episode, Myke bought a bottle of Sauvage.
Here we go.
He bought Elixir. Okay. He got Elixir.
Fucking put me on blast now,
fucking
in the intro of an episode, Ryan.
I'm doing it, guys, because...
Okay, with that being said, let's take a look at our one night stand review.
Don't you touch that fucking button, Todd. Hold on. Because this guy gets Sauvage Elixir. And I will say, the dry down is absolutely amazing, and it does last forever. In fact, it lasts so long, like I get it when people say 10 plus hours, because that one fucking does it.
That's the reason why I bought it.
It's sick.
We did the episode. I'm going to be real with you. I just don't really love the Sauvage DNA, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
It's like really dry, super clean, something about it. But when we did the show, it kind of blew my mind. The fact that how long, how strong, how down to put the friction on the Sauvage was, the Elixir.
Yeah. I'll just say that to the point that I literally had to make him put the bottle behind him before we started this episode because I could smell it from the bottle sitting on the table with us. I'm like, you gotta fucking move it. It's like, that's how fucking strong it is. So that's when I'm like, man, when people make bold claims that shit is like fucking beast mode and lasts forever, that's the perfect example to me.
Yes, that is the one fragrance, this fragrance, and I mean, there have been plenty where I'm like, good Lord, it's insane. But this one is on another nuclear level I've never experienced before. Where I was like, I better own a bottle of this. This is going to be something someday we're going to look back on and go, hey, remember that one time.
Yeah, exactly.
And the reason why I got a bottle is I also want to share it with some of the listeners. As we've said about our Luna Rosa Ocean, we're going to shoot fun little samples out to some of our family and friends of the podcast.
So, there you go. All right.
With that being said, Ryan, let's head on over to our one night stand review of Yves Saint Laurent La Nuit de l'Homme Bleu Electrique.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. One night stand review.
I wanted to love it.
Yeah.
But and don't get me wrong, I'm a big LNDL fan.
Yeah, I am too. I'm huge on it.
But, and this is where you got to be careful, ladies and germs.
Yeah.
The internet, the hype beast that is the internet, it gets us all from time to time.
I can agree with that.
And when it came to this fragrance,
yeah,
I think my expectations were a little too high.
I don't know. Mine weren't. I was like, I'm kind of on the fence.
Here we go, getting into the batch thing. Yeah. It's like people were hyping up, oh yeah, these old batches of La Nuit de l'Homme, and then now this comes along and it's just like that. And I'm listening, I'm going, wow, maybe I am really missing something by only having the 2020 bottle or whatever it was, you know?
Yeah.
And then when we smell it, at first we're like, wow, it is stronger. I know that you and I both had different experiences with it once we left. And I sprayed it on, I'm a big gym rat, Ryan. I got huge muscles and I'm gonna look really great naked and all that good stuff. I went to the gym afterwards, and by the time I left the gym, I could equally smell the original EDT and Bleu Electrique. They smelled exactly the same to me. Same potency and brightness and blah, 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 whatever. I had them both on. They smelled about the same. I feel like Bleu Electrique comes on stronger than the original.
I agree.
It dips down a little bit, and then it has, to me, it's almost like a roller coaster. It dips down, and then it came back up a little bit while I was working out, and I don't know if it's because I was really getting sweaty, getting hot, sweaty. Projection started just pumping out.
Yeah.
All the old people in the weight room were like, But to me, it was like it had maybe one little extra bump in there that was maybe a little bit louder than the original. But all in all, meh.
Well, I know you're not being super negative on it, but I think compared to the other, as they call, flankers that I've smelled of La Nuit de l'Homme, those other flankers, well, I shouldn't say, but the Parfum and the Eau de Parfum, to me, those are god-awful. And it is nice that this one is closer to home. It is brighter when you first put it on. It's a little bit louder. But what I kind of found out is, and maybe me and you are going to be scarred on this because of this. See, me and Mike, we didn't smell this shit when it was like the original batches back in the day.
Right.
We came in after it's been reformulated. So what we love is what we came in to understand.
Yeah.
So for me, like when I smell the Bleu Electrique, even though it does smell good and it smells similar, there's something about the regular La Nuit de l'Homme for me to where I kind of like that it's not so punchy up top.
Right.
It feels smoother to me. It's
especially because it's sweet and spicy.
Yes.
So it's like if it went too hard, especially in the summertime right now, it'd choke you out.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I like that vibe to it. And then although the Bleu Electrique does start off louder, it does get to a point where they're pretty neck and neck. And so you're kind of just paying for that little bit of extra punch. And maybe that is for people. Maybe that's what they want.
And it's also like it's got a different little spiciness to it that the Bleu Electrique that I kind of don't like as much either.
Yeah.
Again, maybe we're like kind of sold out on the original.
Yeah.
That's where I thought I was. So yesterday I had a shoot. It was an indoor shoot. So I was like, okay, I'm going to wear it again. It was in Dallas. I brought the decant that we pulled out for me.
Yeah. And
I sprayed it on quite liberally.
Yeah.
But by the time I got to the shoot, that was in the morning, probably, I don't know what time.
Yeah.
Who cares? But by the time I got to the shoot a couple hours later, I could not smell it on me and nobody said anything.
Yeah.
And I've gotten some compliments from the original.
Yeah.
Same thing. I think I talked about it because I did a shoot pretty soon after we did that episode. And I was like, man, people could smell it. And I thought it was being pretty light, but I didn't really hear anything. Now, this is the first and only time I've ever worn it out as like a, scent of the day or whatever. But really didn't get any sort of response and I couldn't smell it on me. So I don't know. For me, there's a lot of hype going on. I would just be careful, guys and gals.
Yeah, it's close enough. If you like the original, you'll probably like it. But I have a sneaking suspicion most people will still go, I want to reach for the original.
Yeah, you're paying for new right now.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's what you want. Sometimes you go ahead and go to Prada.com and get Luna Rosa Ocean because it is new and because you want to try it.
Yeah.
But in this case, if you trust our opinion, which I mean, could go either way with that one. I would say you're really not missing much other than you're getting extremely blue juice.
Yeah. And I hate that it's blue. I know some people are like, man, if it smells good, I don't care if it looks green. I don't know, man. Once I was like 25, I'm not into like weird shit like that.
They could all be clear. Yeah, to me,
literally every fragrance I get could be absolutely clear or amber looking. That's about as far as I like to go.
Yeah.
Whiskey kind of vibes. I don't know.
I mean, it's one thing if you're drinking it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you're spraying it on your clothes,
yeah.
And let's be real, not that I ever get really dressed up like tuxedo type vibes, but I'd be a little concerned if I was wearing like a button up white cotton shirt.
Yeah.
And I was about to spray on Blue Lagoon, you know, something to look out for.
Well, there you go. There's our one night stand review of YSL's La Nuit de l'Homme Bleu Electrique. Now,
wait. Let's go back because we had said in the episode, sample it.
Oh.
Just to, again, come back and give you the last hammer on the nail, I would say sample it.
Yeah.
See what you think about it. Don't go out and buy a bottle of it. I mean, we pretty much did a blind buy of the original and it was a great purchase and we bought it retail and we'd probably do it 100 times over. That's a great one to have.
It was amazing.
This one, I'd say just go to myfragrancesamples.com, get you a small decant, little 5 ml decant. You're not going to pay much for it.
Yeah.
And not risk paying retail for a flanker of something that's already pretty badass.
Yeah. There you go.
Now let's get into our scent of the day, Ryan. Jean Paul Gaultier's
Scandal.
Pour Homme.
Have you smelled it yet? I haven't smelled it. I'll let you take first hits then.
I think I did last time, didn't
I? I don't know. Go ahead. I'm generous.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll be generous. Oh, I can already smell it. Wow.
It is loud.
This smells like something I've smelled before.
Here we go.
See if you don't think the same.
Are you thinking like a car freshener type smell?
No.
Oh, go ahead.
I was thinking Phantom.
Do we have Phantom over there? Spray that shit up. That's going to be our other logo we're going to have one day. Spray that shit up, y'all.
No, we won't. Not even a little bit.
Okay. It does smell like something, though. Is it a wanted, maybe? Most wanted?
I don't know. Let me try to articulate what I'm smelling. It is like kind of sweet.
Okay.
Almost got a little citrus on it.
Okay.
And it's powdery.
You think it smells like Pure Excess?
Maybe. No.
Well, again, here we go. We're at the crossroads where somebody has a new fragrance and
it smells like something we've smelled before. Here's what I will say. That's probably what we're going to get with almost every designer fragrance. We're probably going to go, smells similar to some I've smelled before.
I don't believe that because we just smelled Elixir and I can go, it smells crazy different. It might not be something that I 100% like, but at least smells different.
Yeah, but
it's challenging me. Fuck.
It is that, but I could even smell now. It wasn't like, oh, this smells exactly like Wanted by Night, but it had like a sweet, spicy vibe that you could almost put your finger on.
I'm almost certain this is almost like Pure Excess, man.
Maybe it is
because it's kind of got, maybe it's that caramel, and it may be one of the most wanteds or something.
See, I don't think
it's not a bad smell. I'm gonna say it.
It's not. Is the powderiness what a Broxton smells like? Is that Ambroxan?
I don't fucking know, man.
Because, I mean, people say that Sauvage is an Ambroxan bomb, and it's powdery as fuck. And this is pretty powdery, too.
You can tell we're kind of frustrated. We're like, man, F this and F that.
Maybe I need to take some of the fucks out. Should we do it like an early 2000s song and like add like boing, 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 or like whenever we
no, we leave them in and just leave it raw.
We're just raw dogging this thing.
Yeah. Man,
it's sweet. To me, if I smell this and somebody goes, guess the designer, who would you say?
I'd probably say Paco Rabanne.
Me too.
I probably would, seriously.
Yeah, it smells like a Paco Rabanne fragrance. I'm not saying it smells similar to one we smelled in the past. It just smells like it came from that house.
Look, I'm just going to ask this of the industry.
Hold on. Let's make this official, Ryan.
Okay.
To the industry from Ryan.
Yeah. Dear industry, it's me, Ryan, your biggest fan. I love smelling good. I also like stuff that actually smells different. I don't know if you've grown to just hate me and others and just want to take our money and laugh your ass off back to the yacht, but it'd be really nice if you'd give us something different. Something I can even hate. It's okay to be different. You don't have to be a follower. Make something new for the love of God. Yours truly, Ryan.
The Cologne Podcast, 2021.
Dude, I am so frustrated with stuff smelling so the same.
Yeah.
I cannot put any respect behind it. I can't, man.
Here's what we struggle with, and we've had enough of you guys email it, gals as well, email in saying, we really want you guys to experience it for the first time on the podcast, rather than going out, smelling it, wearing it, and then coming to the podcast with your opinion.
Yeah.
So we're doing it live, baby. But in that saying, if we took more time, we could probably figure out what this fragrance was that it reminded of, and maybe we'll do it in the one night stand review. But because it's kind of off the cuff, and Ryan and I are new in this journey, our Rolodex of fragrances isn't so established to the point where I can pinpoint what this smells like, but it has a strong semblance to something we've smelled before.
Like a million different things we've smelled before. And that's why I'm frustrated. It's just, I can give Dior some grace because at least I may not like Sauvage type stuff, but at least it's challenging to an extent,
Yeah.
But whenever everything that everybody comes out with, and there seems to be a couple offenders here, there's like one or two of these guys that are offenders.
Mm-hmm.
Like, give me something different. It's all the same. And that's really frustrating to me.
Yeah. And that's probably why the trend looks the way it does.
Yeah. It's like peaked for just a second and then it...
Yeah. Crash and burn. Because it's like, it's new. Oh, excitement.
Yeah.
And then once everybody gets in, they're like, it's kind of like, not so impressive anymore. Because it's new to Jean Paul Gaultier.
Yeah.
But it's not really new to the fragrance community. This is a fragrance that's out there somewhere.
Yeah.
With a different name and probably a cheaper price tag.
Let me say one quick thing.
Okay.
It's like the movie industry. Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody like Tarantino can make a freaking blockbuster hit and it'll be totally different and people love it and appreciate it.
Sure.
Then you get people that just follow the recipe to just make a movie.
The Michael Bays, you're saying.
And it'll whatever, but it'll make some money up front, but it won't be a cult classic. And then you have people that make a B movie, but it's a cult classic because it stands on its own and it's unique and it's interesting and people will talk about it for the rest of their lives.
Well, Tarantino is a good example, and I think I've used this example before, but I'm going to use it again.
Yeah.
Tarantino uses an homage to previous movies and classics of the past in his movie.
Yeah.
Almost like a scene is built exactly the same way.
Yeah.
Like ultimately, I think of Pulp Fiction and the car scene, right? But it's also like the car scene from Psycho.
Yeah.
And you can tell, you can like almost play them side by side and they'll play out the same. But he does it in a way that it's not a replica.
Yeah.
It's such a throwback to it. That's the way. It's like we don't mind an homage to the past, to previous fragrances. We just don't want a direct clone of it.
Well, it's not even that, though. But see, when he's throwing back an homage to something, it's something that came out 30, 50 years ago. When these guys are doing it, it's something that came out 3-6 months ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
30, 50 days ago.
Yeah, it is frustrating. It smells good. Don't get me wrong. It smells good, but is it... When we're having to split hairs between a fragrance, it's like, do I get this one or that one? It's like, hell, flip a coin and just grab one of them.
Right. Well, I guess if you have like a allegiance to a certain brand, maybe you're a JPG guy and you've been rocking Le Mans for forever, and you go, oh, something new by a brand that I already appreciate and I'm already a collector of, then maybe you're excited about it.
Dude, and I can't, and you know me, I've worn Jean Paul Gaultier, just regular Le Mans for a few years, man. So it's like, I don't know, like I do love that original DNA, but this, I'm just like, who do we think is wearing this? Mid to lower 20s?
No. I think this is a more mature sweet smell. It's not so syrupy, bubblegum, cotton candy.
Yeah.
What did I say for 1 million? Like snow cone syrup. To me, this is a drier sort of sweet smell that I think is really in our age range.
Okay.
So I think this is one of those ones where if you want a playful day fragrance It's not like a office wear. It's not a suit and tie wear.
Yeah.
But you're just going to be hanging out and you want to go on the sweeter side of things. Maybe this is end of summer, early fall, about right now. Right now would be a good time. You could reach for this. Should you reach for this? We're going to get into it when we talk about our skip it, sample it, buy it. We'll let you know. But as far as what I see, I feel like it is more mature. It's a sweet fragrance on the more mature side.
I agree.
I'm sorry, I wanted to take you to the land of imagination for a second, but this one doesn't really have that inspiration behind it.
Yeah. Well, hell, if they're lackadaisical about making something, why do we got to go through put in effort?
Yeah, but did you look and see who not that perfumers really, I mean, they matter, don't get me wrong. But it's not like us throwing out names our listeners are going to go.
Myke just wants to hear me butcher people's names is what it is.
It's kind of part of the fun.
It does have, I think, 3 different creators, ironically enough. Quentin Bish, Christophe Renaud, and Natalie Gracia Seto.
Wow, you must have gotten like Rosetta Stone or something. You've been like...
I think I butchered every last one of those.
You think so? I don't know.
Yeah, so it has 3 different people, and couldn't tell you the notes, but apparently top notes for that are like clary sage and mandarin. I don't get any of that. It just smells like sugar and sweet. I don't know.
Yeah, this is...
It's good, guys. You want to smell good? Get it, I guess. Hell, I don't give a shit. I'm kidding. All right.
Skip it.
Sample it.
Buy it.
What are we going to do, Myke?
I think you know.
It's such a hard skip, man.
It's kind of a hell no.
I'm going to tell you how many times, if I ran into this, how many times I'd skip this. It'd be just like that Skip Bow commercial. No, it'd be just like that Skip It commercial. Just have that thing around my leg, just skipping it every few seconds, just the counter just skyrocketing up.
Oh, I remember those, yeah. I think I had one at one time, and it like lacerated my ankle.
Well, it was hard plastic, probably.
Yeah. That wasn't really a smart design, but... Definitely not Skip Bow. I've played plenty of Skip Bow, Ryan. It's not Skip Bow. I mean, I have to be real with you. If the price on this is probably designer pricing, right? So $90 or something like that.
No way.
I'd rather spend $90 on a bumbershoot than I would on Scandal Pour Homme.
On a what?
A bumbershoot.
What the hell is that?
It's an umbrella, Ryan. Don't get caught up in the semantics, okay?
Good Lord.
Let's just stay on topic.
I don't know, man. This thing, it smells good, guys. I mean, we're not going to lie to you. It smells good, but it's at the same time, it's one-dimensional. I've smelt it a million times. And who knows? Maybe the dry down will be something different. I don't have a clue.
I would almost put $100 on this rich mahogany table right here and bet that it's not going to have anything super different on a dry down. You'll find out on Friday's episode when we cover Luna Rosa Ocean by Prada. You'll find out there what this dry down is going to be. But for me, I don't know exactly what fragrance it is that it smells like, but I'm not in love.
I'm not either, man. Before we go, maybe I need to preface a little bit here for the audience.
Go ahead and preface, Ryan.
Maybe these kind of smells just on our bag, baby.
What would be your bag, Ryan?
Man.
Aqua di Gio?
I just want stuff to be masculine, man. I don't know. For me, I like masculine or just very eccentric smells. They can be eccentric. That's why I can go, man, your Fahrenheit, yeah, it smells crazy, but at least it's totally different. I know when I walk around, people are like, man, what the hell? They're going to ask you, what are you wearing? You walk around with this, nobody's going to ask you what you're wearing.
Man, on that one, they'd probably ask you if you were broke down and needed some help.
And that's fine. That's fine. At least it did what it's supposed to do. It did its fucking job.
I bet that if we wore this, we really need to get a female perspective on this fragrance.
We do, but I'm going to tell you this too. If we never smelled this and you walked in wearing this, it wouldn't be something I'd be like, man, what are you wearing? I would never ask you. I wouldn't even care.
Yeah, you'd be like, hey, man, did you shower?
Yeah.
Do you mind? No, I think, and this is probably a good point to make, and I know we're getting a little long-winded with this, but it's our show, goddammit. I don't care. When it comes down to it, it doesn't matter if ladies like the fragrance. To me, at least, maybe to you as well. No. If I don't like the fragrance, I'm not going to have the confidence behind it to feel good about wearing it.
1,000%. That's why it's like, I'm not a fan of people always asking like, what's a good compliment piece? What's this? What's that? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter because you wear, for me, my perspective, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
Is you wear something that you click with that speaks who you are. And when you wear stuff like that, that's when you get compliments because honestly, you're going to act different wearing certain things. Dude, sure. If I wore this, I would have zero confidence because it's just weird, sweet smelling to me.
I would almost be a little self-conscious wearing it because I'm going to be like, I smell weird.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when occasionally we have lunch at Subway and we decide to dine in.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the day I smell like Italian urban cheese. I'm like, I feel a little bit nervous about going in to public places smelling like the ass end of a loaf of bread. Because we all know everyone hates it. Nobody's after the heel.
Yeah, it's just... I don't know, man. I'm with you, dude. People out there, just a word of advice, wear shit you like. I don't care if what you wear smells like a rubber tire. Yeah. If that's what you like and it vibes with you, I'll promise you, you will be you. And people, even if that's your distinct smell, people might say, man, Myke, he's a great guy, smells like a rubber tire all the time. Like they'll know, hey, is Myke coming around? I smell him around here.
Was that Myke? Like, no, we're at Discount Tire. We're getting our back driver's side replaced. Like, I thought it was Myke.
All right. Well, if you love today's episode, which I'd be hard pressed to believe, but if you do love today's episode, and you want to support the podcast,
I wonder how they could do that, Ryan.
Well, you can do it by going to buymeacoffee.com/Cologne podcast, and anything you donate there goes right back into the show with either buying decants or hosting, and that's how you can do it.
Yeah. Here's the reason why you would want to do it.
Give them the sales pitch, Myke.
Mr. or Miss Listener. Because you don't want to hear us peddling some brand of fragrance that we don't believe in.
Yes.
And you don't want to hear us putting out our own partnered fragrance line.
Yeah.
Where we're like, guys, if you really love the podcast, go buy a 200 bottle of O'Day Myke and Ryan to help us keep this thing going. Please, we really need you to do that.
Yeah.
Because more than likely out of a $200 bottle, the content creators are getting maybe $10 tops.
Probably.
And you could just buy us 2 coffees at buymeacoffee.com/Cologne podcast.
That's all you got to do.
$200 or $10. And either way, you're going to keep us grassroots on this bad boy.
And that's what we really want, honestly. That's what when we thought of this podcast, that's what we pitched the most because we want to be able to be independent and be able to be free to say what the hell we want. Like for shit like this.
Yeah.
Exactly for stuff like this.
And you don't have to worry. On Friday, when we do Luna Rosa Ocean, I bought that with my own money. If you donate to buymeacoffee.com/Cologne podcast, none of that money is being spent on retail bottles.
Yeah.
We just go to myfragrancesamples.com, buy us a 5 ml sample. We do a show with it, or we're hosting the podcast through streaming platforms and stuff like that. And so it goes to that as well. But it's not building our collection. So don't think we're just sitting at home, Scrooge McDuck, diving through piles of dollar bills that you've so generously given at buymeacoffee.com/Cologne podcast.
Well, there you go. There's today's episode. Can't wait for you guys to join us Friday, where I'm sure it'll be a much different vibe. I can almost positively assure you.
I 100% guarantee. Lock of the week, seal of the century. Friday's episode will be in better spirits.
Yes. And until then,
spray it up, y'all.